AEW had a whole ass pay-per-view on Sunday.
Jesus.
I know.
I'm sorry.
No.
It's wet.
It's. I know that Sting was having his last match, and I know that there were certain things you needed to do.
I did not know he was undefeated. Pardon me, Cal.
In AEW,
Yeah, it's been at the bottom of the screen the whole time.
I did not know he was undefeated.
He said he didn't want that, but
he didn't want to go undefeated.
Well, I understand that.
He said he wanted to lose. He said he wanted to lose the other night.
He wanted to lose at Revolution. Well,
I understand that as well.
Well, all right, because I want to get to it. After seeing a bump like this, this doesn't look like something that the guy who's also going to win the match is doing.
No.
But beside that, I really don't understand for the booking to be this is Sting's last match, and they're tag champions. Why win the match to could literally Darby Allin went on TV yesterday to say, hey, I'm putting these belts in the middle of the ring. I'm going to Mount Everest. You may not see me ever again because I could die out that motherfucker.
You may never see him again.
What no, and I've seen the conversations about giving Sting a certain kind of hero's farewell or whatever, but and maybe it's a change in the guard, but I thought old school pro wrestling was if you leaving, you gonna see the stars before you walk out that building. Like I just don't understand the idea of Sting having to be champion on the way out.
So I don't think he had to. I think that's just something they did.
They just wanted to.
Yeah, that's something Tony Khan wanted to do. But normally if you're doing the honors on the way out, it's normally to put over whoever it is that you're facing on the way out. However, the gentleman he beat are niggas that don't need to be put over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They really gave themselves an avenue where they could do anything that they wanted to in that last match. They turned Sting into a whole daredevil on his last run. That nigga didn't jump off stuff before AEW.
They had his sons out there.
Never. It was funny because they was doing the select screen sway. So
right.
Just go here like that. And they was in unison. I was like, oh, okay.
This shit.
Cool.
That was cool.
I was thrown off the first time when the first one came out. I thought it was him.
Great American Bash Sting son low key looked like Sting at Great American Bash. I don't know if they wrestled. They I don't know if they had any training before they was doing stinger splashes in there.
I mean, one of them niggas got up for that little jump.
I think he got up a little too early. Well, because when he was landing, it looked like he was
on his feet.
Like his back
hit the corner.
His back's not supposed to bend that way.
He walked to the corner.
But no, I don't. I was not. Like I said, I don't understand that stuff.
Oh, I understand. That was the story, right? The story of the match was Darby was done.
Nigga.
If Sting had to fight them niggas himself, and Sting had to jump off something too. We knew Sting had to jump off something. The AEW Sting jump off stuff.
But
how did you get this? How did you get this perfect shot?
No, this was on Twitter.
Yeah,
this is on Twitter.
That was the AEW shot.
Well, that's the thing, Mimi. This the thing is, that's what the people wanted. The last Sting match, they wanted Darby Allin to get up on a 12. Mimi, look up. Don't look at Darby Allin. Look at the ladder in the ring. There's two refs holding that ladder. They wanted to make sure that he got that jump off of that ladder for that shot. Now, mind you, he has a match on when this may be his last match ever. If he doesn't survive climbing Mount Everest, this may be Darby Allin's last match ever. And in the match before, he jumped through a whole. This wasn't real glass, right?
Well, it couldn't. Listen, how do you fake glass though?
I don't. They call it. I heard they call it sugar glass, but I don't know what that is.
What is sugar glass?
That's what they call it in Hollywood.
But you don't, in that situation, you don't want glass.
That ain't the same glass I thought it was, you know.
You stupid. That's what it's called.
That ain't the glass that Dookie Dwayne was talking about on Friday night.
I've seen niggas go through some glass.
Yikes.
I don't want to see that. I don't know who wants to see that.
Neither do I. Shit.
Yeah, right.
I think, all right, this is the point where I have to say, I think, like, at the end of the day, fam, like, that match did exactly what it was supposed to do for the people who wanted to see.
True,
right?
True indeed.
And like at this point, we're at a point where nobody's changing minds. Like, it's so, a lot of people. First of all, a lot of new eyes was watching Sunday night. It was interesting to see.
Sauce back, Tristan.
Yeah, it was folks that don't be talking about wrestling was like, well, it's Sting's last match.
Really?
Yeah.
Ciendo said it was real. Well, again, it was Sting's last match. There were people that were tuning in just for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's a lot of people talking about Sting and all them. And so you people that you know knew and watched, you know, Sting and WCW and all that, them folks was watching. I seen Magnum TA, he got the little Rolling Jones. He was in there. Nikita Koloff was in there.
There's a lot of them there.
Yeah.
Steamboat,
and
watch this nigga jump through some glass.
Yeah, I mean,
Corey took a trip,
like,
a whole trip.
The people who don't like it are the people that weren't going to like it anyway. Like, and I think that's just what it is. It's like we have to stop. But I sat and watched a million niggas. So I stayed up to watch this. Nigga, you stayed up to complain about it. You didn't stay up to watch it. You stayed up to complain about
Facts.
it. Like,
Facts.
At this point, fam, just stop. Like, folks, watch what you like.
Don't fake it.
I'll be honest with you. I hated Sting's whole run
in AEW.
I hated his whole run in AEW.
Okay,
like it just for some reason it didn't feel right to me. But seeing the way they sent them off, I'm like, damn, that was dope. It made the whole run. I'm like, all right, the run was ass to me before the match, but seeing the match and how they said.
I
can. I
think he deserved that.
He did,
opposed to
yes
his other send off.
Well, that's I was gonna say. Yeah, they were trying to appease the. He went out with a messed up back or whatever.
I don't know if he needed to do all the shit that he did just to get that shit. Like he should have got the shit anyway.
But he's at that point. It's Sting. He's an attraction, right? Like what else can he? He's not doing it. He's not rapping. You're not getting 20 minutes of chain wrestling with Sting in 2023.
I thought you meant actual rapping. I prefer the nigga to cut an album. But shit, it is what it is.
Nah, I thought that whole pay-per-view was a bunch of course correction.
Look at these two.
Everything, the pay-per-view, I think this past Dynamite was like the season premiere. Like all of that is them officially being like, hey.
It's all because like they invested so much in Punk's here. Mm-hmm. We need to cater to having a star of his stature, and they got away from the things that they are supposed to do. They want to put on in-ring products because, like Kelly Pearson is mentioning right here, Ospreay and niggas was taking their whole clothes off for that goddamn Ospreay match.
That nigga be rapping. He be rapping.
It was insane. Now, rapping, they're gonna have to bring him along.
Hold on.
Well, he be rapping in the ring. He ain't rapping on the mic. He can't rap, but he be rapping in the ring.
He can't do that. He can't do that every show.
No, that's because they got to keep him.
This is where you can't do that every fucking week.
He did it on Dynamite last night,
and I hated it.
Yeah, but this is so because you can't have him wrestle every week. But the problem is they haven't taught him how to talk yet.
He gonna wrestle. He gonna wrestle.
He was in the press conference, stumbling and stammering. No, they gotta give him. What they gotta do is they gotta give him matches, right? He can't wrestle for a championship because he doesn't have a bunch of wins. So you give him matches and reasons to have these matches. Daniel Bryan step in his face, but you don't. and that happened at the end of Dynamite this week. So that's coming down the line.
That's probably
they put him in a match with his man's lad this week, and I think they're gonna give niggas a break. He cannot wrestle, but he also can't talk. But they're moving to being a wrestling show. The best thing that they've done, they made Okada a goddamn bad guy and walked him out as part of the Elite, which is an amazing idea because nobody
thought that was good. I actually thought that was really good. My thing with Danielson and Ospreay, and we're gonna get to because there's gonna next week should be big for AEW. That's why. Well, this is why I want to talk about AEW. Because regardless of what's going on right now, next week is big business. Look. Mimi, you go
things that shouldn't be going on right now. But
but wait, Mimi, are you going?
What's going on right now? What's going on right now?
Mimi, are you going to watch?
I know nothing about Okada. I don't know anything about these people.
Mimi,
so I'm just listening to you guys.
Mimi, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you going to watch Big Business next week?
Yes.
I didn't watch this weekend.
Next week is supposed. If what's happened is what they're teasing is supposed to happen, this is going to be the Boston show where Mercedes Moné debuts.
I'll watch it to see her debut.
I don't. The closest they teased to any wrestling was Toni Storm's comments after Revolution. She said something about Big Business and she said she may have made a money reference, but then she made a Wendy Richter joke, which is really good. But
we don't do none of that shit here. Wrestling in color.
Right now, they've got the Darby Allin match. They've got Samoa Joe and Wardlow for an AEW World Title match, and Willow and Rio, which Willow cut a dope promo for. I would not be surprised if they also add a Danielson Ospreay match to this pay-per-view that they're hyping, or pay-per-view, this TV show that they're hyping all the way up.
I was about to say,
which should also have Mercedes Moné somewhere on the card.
Well, that's gonna be. Hopefully, that's not the end of the show.
No, Edge and Edge, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage also have a TNT title match. It's an I Quit match, if I'm not mistaken. So they're booking this like a pay-per-view.
So this is So Cuz was saying that this is the restart. Where do they fit? Where does Edge fit in? He doesn't.
I don't think they do. I don't think he does either, and I think that's the problem. And that's why they're only keeping him with Christian, because they don't know he doesn't fit into with the wrestling show.
He should have never went there. He shouldn't. He know better. He went there thinking that he was going to be more than what he was, and he doesn't realize that type of aesthetic works for Christian more, because Christian isn't as pretty as Edge was, and that AEW is Christian's playground. That works for him. WWE Edge, you are Marvel. Christian is the boys.
Wow.
You can't take Marvel.
I like that.
And bring that to the boys.
That's good.
We don't believe it. And actually, I think this is a scar on your resume.
On Adam Copeland's?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
This is down my heart.
You're not beating people up. I mean, no, Edge is going to be Edge, but this is not going to be remembered. Okay, like we know that, fam. But this is not
right.
This is a scar for sure, guys.
And now, if you want to continue really doing this at the level that you're accustomed to, because you claim you were doing this because my daughter says she wants to see me and Uncle Christian just wrestle until the end. Girl,
that's all they've gotten.
We saw the match. It was
cooking.
Now it's time to move on. If you want to restore yourself to the glory that you had, honey, you need to go back to Triple H with hat in hand.
They told him they had nothing for him. If you want you got my blessing.
Let's keep it a buck.
He wasn't like
hold on, fam. Let's keep it a buck. They told him that let's be clear. Let's tell the whole story now. They said Edge said he want to do all these physical feuds and all this BS. They like, hold up, partner. You are legacy at your one of our attractions at this point. We're not going to have you out there because we got these youngins that's prime and ready, and we need to build stars for when you break a hip and it's over for you. You are an attraction. He didn't want to be an attraction. He wanted to still think it was 2001.
That's what I've been trying to tell T-Mav.
Let's keep moving. Now he over in AEW looking 14 cards stupid, wondering what happened.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm done.
That's right. AEW is not for everybody, and including the wrestlers. You can't just go over there because you want to be on TV, because you're gonna get exposed. And Edge got exposed. Period.
AEW is Christian. That is where, because Christian is doing phenomenal heel work in AEW. When you have your cohort doing phenomenal heel work and really excelling at that, you have to come in hot and ready. And you came in thinking that Marvel Captain America was going to work in the trap. Marvel is not going to work in the trap. This is the hood. These is the streets.
Right. Okay, the corner alleys. Okay, that's the alleyway.
They don't even have wrestling gear that be up to par. Okay, so you can't. How you thought you was going to
on a big screen?
And they got on Amazon outfit.
Amazon.
Wait. I get some of my shit from Amazon.
You stupid.
What? No, you's a liar. You's a fucking liar. You don't buy shit from Amazon, you damn lie. You's a damn lie.
Yeah, I mean,
see? You see?
I get the thumbs
Amazon. I buy Amazon.
You see that nigga disappear, right?
You know, he's a liar.
That nigga disappeared.
These hoes got their wish list on. They're fucking... I hate it.
Like Tony Storm when she came out and All Out in London.
Oh my God,
that road was from Amazon. Like that was from Amazon.
But it was from Amazon. But she did her thing.
She had
That's
that
the
shit
one
on
thing
there?
about her. There's one thing I feel like you got to mix it up a little bit. You got to mix it up. If you're gonna do the little Amazon, you got to put on a little something. Like you got to mix it up. She's hitting it to the point. Tony Storm, I will watch Tony Storm and turn my shit off after she comes off the TV. Because nothing hits for me because it's not for me.
TNG is preaching is crazy. That's DDM. Lowercase M.
Hopefully, one thing Mercedes is going to give you is a look. She's going to give it to you every time, no matter what she's at. And hopefully, it'll cause these girls to step up their cookies because, honestly, the looks do not give. And if you want to watch a wrestling show, that's great. I'm all about wrestling, backflips, and kicks. But what I'm tired of is watching wrestling where there's no motivation behind half of these matches. And it's like, oh, I'm watching an exhibition.
But that's okay. If you like that type of wrestling show, there's one for you. But it come on Monday.
That's okay. That's okay.
What happens is people want to squeeze Wednesday into Monday. They don't do the same thing.
It's a different
because
I think people understand that. I think people understand that.
Sometimes when you tune in, you can catch what you like. On the other show because they do give everybody pieces of shit that they like. You just gotta sift through whatever you don't like because you're gonna get something.
But let's say this, man.
Tony.
I get all that, right? But
I get Ricky.
This is a business, and you're on
TNT.
You're on TNT.
I see.
Okay? You're on national TV.
That's
and if the goal is to bring in new viewers, and I think Ice Cube's son said it best last week when they tried him, and he said, "Girl, out my face."
Right.
Is that if you want to bring in new people, I'm not saying you can't have all of the wrestling in the world, but the wrestling has to the only people who I feel motivations from be Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe.
Wrong show.
I mean, these people are on AEW, but what machine did they go through the
No.
Because
that's no. Because you were
waiting on you.
Listen, because that machine did nothing for homeboy with the Raccoon Eyes. Raccoon Eyes, got booked the way he got booked over there, and it didn't pan out. Nothing. None of these didn't pan out because there was not a character. There wasn't a character. You talking about it right now.
I'm talking about Joe.
Right now.
I'm talking about Joe. What are you talking about? I'm talking about Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe came from over there. came from over there.
Joe was Joe before he got there. Joe was Joe before he got there.
Just the same. Just the same.
Joe was Joe before he got there. Joe was Joe really before he got to TNA. Joe was Joe in Ring of Honor. Joe has been Joe for a very long time.
Joe's been Joe.
Now, as a matter of fact, if we want to talk about folks and that terrible term that they use, which for the most part I feel is wrong, is fumble. Samoa Joe was fumbled.
They fumbled this run, this reign.
Well, I would say that he was injured, so you gotta give him.
Yeah, but you don't give him the title to be the mountain that somebody has to climb, and then not have him wrestle until you have him wrestle the one match with Hook, and then have him wrestle a 6-man before the world title match.
I'm talking about before he got hit.
I feel you, but what I'm saying is, like when he got that title, this was supposed to be competition. Mm-hmm. He talked that game to wrestle Hook, and then he was on commentary for a minute. Like, regardless of how they got here, once they got here, they should have been on, and they still ain't been on. So clearly, they have not learned a lot. They've not learned how to set this guy up for Swerve or whoever's going to be the next champion.
I think they did exactly what they were planning to do with this match. Was Joe got another win. Joe looked head and shoulders above both the other two gentlemen he was in the ring with.
He shouldn't have been in there.
He looked way better than both those guys. Neither one of those guys to me looked ready. But they also what they also did was they turned main man babyface when Nana tried to give him the Wichita.
They did their thing, yeah.
And so because they had to turn him before he can win,
before he gets the title, right? Win.
But they had to, and they did what they were planning to do.
There's nobody understand that people are behind. Granted, Son can go.
Who?
Like when we're talking about going prior to where he was and where he is now, he could go. Mm-hmm. But motherfuckers wasn't cheering him going.
Thank you.
Circle IO.
They're cheering this shit.
They was cheering a dance.
Right.
This is why they're cheering. Mm-hmm. So when that is gone, because it's gonna go, because he's gonna no longer be
house and shit.
I was gonna say a miscreant.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So what happens after that? Because this is why they're cheering.
You talking about that's why they're cheering for Swerve?
Yeah, that's why. No, he said that.
The song got over.
He told Chris Van Fleet, "Hey, I was at a level, but once Nana came out with the Yami and the dance popped off, it went to another level."
But that doesn't make you.
It's not sustainable.
That doesn't move you to the next level. You don't stay there.
I don't think that's fair to say, because many a wrestler Paul Heyman elevated, and nobody said, "Oh, once Paul Heyman leave, that's going to be the end of you." I think Swerve would be able to keep himself going.
Let's see.
How?
We'll see. No. Let's see. Let's see.
I want to know how.
Samoa Joe is great, but it's getting boring. No shade. It's boring. And
again,
I like violence when it comes to him.
Yeah.
And then talk to me about the damn cow gorilla. But my thing is, we didn't get enough violence. This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm fine with the pay-per-view win. I was all in, no pun intended, on the Samoa Joe pay-per-view win. But that should not have been his second singles win as a champion after winning that title at the end of December. He should have been having more, even if it's a squash. He's got the Wardlow. There's a couple matches that weren't on that Big Business. I believe he's got the Wardlow match next week, and that's for the title. I don't know what the result of that is, because they went back and forth with the TNT title, right?
Wardlow was the person that I thought was going to beat him.
Wardlow's been angling for the title, but he's in that faction for whatever reason.
They still ain't got Wardlow back to where Wardlow was. But the problem is they don't have a lot of pay-per-views, and you can't have your champion defending the belt on weekly TV all the time.
You got to do something at a certain point. Battle of the belt. You got to do something to get that person out there more as a champion.
But
in my opinion,
Joe's on TV every week
on commentary, right?
Yeah.
He's different from MJF. Like you can do that shit with MJF and have him talk, and like the character is a bit different.
But Joe's talking is very strong. Every time Joe talks, it's dope.
It is. No,
but you cannot have your older champion wrestling every week. You know what happens when your older champion wrestles every week?
Well, then he shouldn't have the belt if he defended like that. The reality is this: Samoa Joe is not the Samoa Joe that he was in Ring of Honor or years ago. Honestly, MJF has a look. He has a presence, and I'm gonna be quite frankly, and I'm gonna get shade for this. MJF is better looking. Let's be real here. Okay, Samoa Joe, when you look like Samoa Joe, and I think he's handsome, but that look has to fight. He has a fighter's look, and if you're not fighting, you're not the guy that sits and looks pretty on commentary. Okay, you have to fight. Your character gives dominance, physical intimidation, and oh my God,
but they don't have enough show. But they don't have enough show to do that.
Yes, they do. Because the shows, I've been watching the show low key, and guess what? With all this wrestling and no storytelling, you could have fit some matches in with Joe, or at least have somebody try him backstage and he knocked the shit out of him.
Their presentation is you need to win certain matches. It ain't just, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a championship match. We don't got that. They go by record now. You have to have a certain amount of wins. Exactly what Joe said at the press conference this week. Ospreay's a great wrestler when he comes in, but he ain't got no wins, so he can't come over here.
He ain't got no wins to be constant.
Somebody ain't got enough wins, and you
ain't got no wins.
No, but wait. This
he's got championship wins. If championship wins trump all that.
But wait, this is my thing. I'm sorry. There's a lot of things that are being said right, but I think my problem is he is older. He probably doesn't need to be in the ring as much, especially if he got as much juice from the back. But the problem is when I was in New Jersey that's the
problem. This is the whole thing.
When I was at the AEW show in New Jersey at the top of the year, the promo that Samoa Joe cut was, "I'm the motherfucker. If you want to be the motherfucker, you got to come see me. I'm taking on all competition and I'm killing all competition." And then he put on a suit and was talking on the show and was talking on the commentary. And I'm not saying that he needs to be one thing or the other, but if they're going to present him as one thing, they damn sure better keep that going up as with him being a champion. If you want to have him be, look, I'm holding the title and you got to earn this spot and I'm just going to sit here chill, let him sit here and chill. But that's not how they presented him. They presented him as, I'm going to be that fighting guy. And they just didn't do it. They're doing it now, and they probably should. But the problem is Swerve is destined for that title yesterday. Joe, it's a clock on Joe's reign right now,
and I'm okay with that.
Like I said, I'm glad Joe said fuck your story. But there's a clock on Joe's reign. I just wish they were presenting it a different way. If they're going to speak about it, the reign should really be about it. But.
It's not giving. It's not giving. And you know what? No shade. No Sade. But seeing him as AEW champion, and I'm going to get crucified. I don't care. Samoa Joe, I love you. I would totally still hook up with you.
Yep.
This is why, like, I understand why he didn't hold a big belt in WWE.
Oh.
I still don't understand it. I don't understand it.
I don't live. I live for his violence, but once again, it all goes down to writing. It goes down to scripting and how you present the character. And he is supposed to be this violent gangster in a suit that'll get blood on his collar, wipe it off, and sit in a chair and finish eating his steak. I'm not getting the violence with the gangster.
But see, the gangster. Now I like that though. The gangster in the suit. The gangster in the suit is not. That nigga don't get bloody every week. We all watch them goddamn you shouldn't. Lil Paulie and Lil Tommy and Lil Vito and Lil Yamin. So I'm gonna stop being racist right now. But you shouldn't them niggas out, and then you be like, yeah, you did what you supposed to do. You know what I mean? Good job. And he says, I'm gonna wrestle the top talent. I'm not wrestling no goddamn what's the nigga that came back dressed like he was going grocery shopping? I'm not wrestling him. None of them Red Dragon niggas or whatever they've been called. I'm not wrestling.
Kylie Watson. Kylie Watson came back.
Kylie Wiley.
That's better. That's better. Kylie Wiley is better.
He came back. He's not wrestling them. I'm only wrestling the niggas that are of my ilk. Or you have to earn these shots. And that's what he do. He wrestled the guys that are at the top of the card. And it ain't that many.
Facts.
Matter of fact, the next one should probably, like I said, they're in the reset. The next one probably should be after Boss Town. Should probably
Big
be
Business.
Christian. It should probably be Christian next.
Christian need to lose that title, that TNT title, and get into that main event scene for real.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Why?
You're not wrong.
Why though? Why do you think that?
So just like with I think it was Rock that said it. No, pardon me. No. It was our brother Slick.
I know that $11.
They're
$11.
They're wrapped up. Yeah, paid
that's
11.
The fees.
Paid 11.
They're wrapped up in Adam Cole and MJF.
The pasta pass is crazy.
So getting back to that is, however, they're going to try to get back to that, however they can.